Love is a beautiful thing. Trust is all we need, eh? Though it is so lucky now, but I'm still waiting. When I do, I'll pay my dues and set to say I do. I'll give it up to you, cause everything I will do. What a girl's like a million. They just want my million in you. I'ma put on my billion love. I'll put my love in one basket. You're all that I have now. There's no one else.
Sex is the only act that people don't learn but think they could be an expert in it. Is it that funny? Or for so many of you, where did you learn how to make love? A lot of people learn how to have sex from pornography. And I say this a lot of time. Learning how to have sex from watching pornography is like learning how to drive from watching Fast and Furious. And you know what that means? Possibility of having a bedroom accident is very high. How did you learn how to have sex? All right, my name is Dr. Tolu. I'm a clinical couples counselor, a sex therapist, a professional one at that, and a mental health practitioner. This is Intimacy Clinic, and you are welcome to my show. Tonight, I will be concluding the topic, why or possible reasons you could be in a sexless marriage. You don't want to move a muscle.
Intimacy Clinic. Love lives here, right here.
If this is your first time of stumbling on this beautiful show, of course you have been missing a lot. Tonight, I'll be concluding the topic I started last week. Possible reasons you could be in a sexless marriage. It is no doubt there are a lot of people who are struggling with this particular situation. A lot of people are not having sex in their relationship and marriage. Like I said, I see a lot of couples in my private practice at Intimacy Clinic. And I tell you, I have seen 2 years of no marriage, 1 year of no marriage, 5, 7, 9, 15, 19, 20 something. How do people stay in marriage for 20 years and not have sex? So you see, a lot of people are just enduring marriage. Marriage is not meant to be endured. It doesn't mean that there won't be time of endurance, but marriage is not an institution you should endure for the rest of your life. It's not right. And one of the beautiful things that make marriage interesting is sex. And there's no doubt about it. There are a lot of people are not having sex again. So I will be starting with my first point for tonight, and is what I call mental health issues. For us in this part of the world, we don't even understand the concept of mental health. When you talk about mental health, the first thing that comes into people's mind is a madman roaming the streets. Far from it. I practically think a lot of people, in fact, a lot of us are not well in Nigeria. And when I say are not well, a lot of people's mental health are in shambles. And when your mental health is not in the right place, it's the same thing as your physical health. You cannot function. Remember one of the points I mentioned last week, for a sexless marriage is physical health problem. The same way it is with a mental health problem. Different kind of mental health issue, depression, anxiety, and people could, it might be day-to-day mental health issues, might not even be disorder, but people also have disorders, mental health disorders. Especially in the field of sex, you know, we are talking about sex. People have different kind of sexual dysfunction like vaginismus, anosmia. People have pedophilic disorder. You know, people have issues. I mean, how do you tell somebody that is only attracted or gender dysphoria? People have gender identity disorder, or what is called gender dysphoria. For somebody that is sexually, you know, attracted to a woman, and the society is compelling the person, a man that is sexually attracted to another man, and the society is compelling the person to marry a woman. Even if the person needs to seek for help, the person cannot even come out. So you see, how is there going to be sex in that kind of marriage? All right, people that have vaginismus, people that have been through traumatic childhood, people who have been raped while they were growing up. When they become adult, they develop vaginismus and or anosmia. And there is nothing you can do to arouse this kind of people. People are dealing with all of these issues and they don't even talk to sex therapists. You'll be using I don't know. You'll be using headache, medication for headache to treat stomach ache. That's what we are doing in this part of the world. So when somebody have mental health issues, any form of, especially when it comes to sexual dysfunction, there is nothing you can do. The person can never get aroused or interested in sex unless you talk to a sex therapist. So my second point, still talking about possible reasons you might be in the sexless marriage, it's no blowjob or cunnilingus. Cunnilingus is like the opposite of blowjob, giving a woman a head. For a lot of men, they won't do that. Interestingly, about 75 to 85% of women will not reach orgasm with penile penetration. So if you think you are like Mr. Big, something like a lot of men are drinking this and that to increase the size of their penile, the girth, the width, the height, you're just wasting your time if you have all of these things and you do not know how to use it. Because for a lot of women, it is not how long you are able to penetrate, it is how well you are able to make them feel during love making. So for a lot of women, your penetration will not make them to reach orgasm. In fact, for a woman to have penile penetration orgasm, the penis must be touching certain spots inside the vagina. Maybe the G spot, the U spot, or the C spot. If that is not happening, achieving a vaginal orgasm might be difficult. And that is why you notice for some women, they just notice that, they probably change to a particular position and they are feeling like, oh, I reached orgasm, the sex was great. It might not necessarily be because of the sex. It could be because of the position that was enabling the man to touch the right spot. And the same thing applicable to women. You won't give a head. I cannot use the mouth I'm using to pray to give blowjob. As in, what are you talking about? So when you cannot give blowjob, when you cannot give a head, you can be gradually slipping into sexless marriage. Interestingly, that thing you are not able to do, a lot of people are willing to do it outside. See, Dr. Tolu is not encouraging cheating, but come on. When you are married, you should be vulnerable. The two of you should become one, and the satisfaction of your partner should be paramount. If you do not know how to give a head, come for sex therapy. I will teach you. I teach couples how to make love. So when you will not give a head, you will not give blowjob, you will not give cunnilingus. How? Gradually, because those things, for a lot of women, the things that actually make them to enjoy sex is at the vulva, it's at the outer side of the vagina. And when you do not know how to take care of that place, she become frigid. She become unresponsive. She's no longer responding when you are touching her. And the same thing applicable to a man.
Intimacy Clinic. Love lives here. Right here.
If you are just joining me, it is still Intimacy Clinic with Dr. Tolu. And tonight I'm talking about possible reasons you might be in a sexless marriage. My next point for tonight is body shaming yourself or your partner. It's interesting that some people are actually the one body shaming themselves, especially women. And it's also common to men, especially when it has to do with their penis. Men are like, oh, my penis is so small, nobody likes it. I don't understand. When it comes to love making, really, size matters, but it's not all that matter. Especially for a lot of women, it's not about the size. Size is how to use it. So if you have the size and you do not have the skills, it still does not make sense. So for a lot of women, oh, my tummy is big, oh, my breast is sagging, oh, this and that. Before the man, in a lot of cases, see, let me shock you. The way a man's brain works, when he's looking at you, maybe when you are well packaged and then you are walking in the streets, that's when he's looking at you and he's feeling like, oh, fine babe. In fact, that time he's already having sex with you in his head. You see, when you now get to the bedroom, it's not seeing your sagging breast and it's not seeing your big tummy in a lot of cases. It's not seeing. Now, imagine somebody that is now even in love with you. In a lot of cases, he won't see. In fact, even if he's going to see, he will have finished making love to you before he starts looking. But for a lot of women, what do? You will be the first person to say, my body, I know my tummy is getting big. I know my breast is getting. Come on, put yourself together and wear a very good dose of self-esteem. Stop body shaming yourself, because the more you do that, the more you pass the information across to your partner and he start getting it. And all those things that he's not seeing before, he will start seeing them. I remember I had a client long time ago, and I'm going to tell you this story. True life therapeutic session or therapy session story, yeah. And of course, I'm very, very, very conscious of confidentiality. So they've been married for 4 years. And by the time they came for therapy, they've stopped having sex for 2 years. Their son was 2 years old. So the last time they had sex was when she put to bed, before she put to bed. And after she had the baby, the first time they had, and she's somebody, you need to see these people well-traveled, highly exposed. So you don't think, oh, maybe it's because they are not exposed. No, these are highly exposed and well-traveled couple. And then, so the first time that we have sex, after childbirth, the husband just said, this place, it's no longer the way it used to be. He just carelessly made that statement. It got so bad that this lady was wearing turtleneck inside the house. The husband doesn't even see anything anymore. She now started covering up. She will cover up. The husband was like, what's going on? She will cover up. Somebody that used to wear bomb shorts, walk freely, they didn't even know. Unfortunately, she doesn't even know what is wrong with her. But they stopped having sex. And then when they came for therapy, I was trying to find out, how we do it in therapy. So I was trying to find out what was going on. And then in the process of psychoanalyzing her, or exploring her, she just said something. She said, when I put to bed, that was when she said that when I put to bed, my husband said, this place is not like the way it used to be. And I'm like, oh, what is this place? She said her vagina. Immediately she said that. And she just said that, and then she moved on. She started talking. Immediately she said that, I knew it, that was the trigger I was looking for. But she did not even know. She didn't know that was what was affecting her reaction, because the brain just captured that information and she started feeling bad. So I'm like, so she said, I just think I'm no longer the person. She kept talking, kept going on and on and on, but I knew it, that was where it came from. And then when I was having a session with the husband, so I was like, but why did you say this to your husband? He said, well, why did you say the vagina is no longer the way it used to be after she put to bed? The guy jumped up from my sofa and was like, Dr. Tolu, when did I say that? I did not remember. I never said that. You can imagine. He didn't even remember he made that comment. But the comment was the major reason they've not been having sex for 2 years. And he was like, Dr. Tolu, I love my wife. She's pretty. She's sexy. I want to make love to her every second. I said, she will come in and you can say that to her. So, you see, sometimes the way we body shame our partners or body shame ourselves could lead to a complete sexless marriage, and you might not be able to get it back for the rest of that marriage.
When you talk about mental health, especially in this part of the world, what comes to people's mind is a psychotic disorder. Whereas mental health is a state of emotional, social, psychological, and sexual well-being. It is therefore unwise for corporate organizations to be expecting optimal functionality from employees whose mental health are in shambles, because you cannot give what you do not have. Expecting efficiency from employees having mental health issues like stress or anxiety disorder, OCD, PTSD, PPD, relationship and sexual issues, depression, overwhelming sadness, suicidal ideation, and the likes It's like expecting a crippled person to run or a visually impaired person to lead the way. According to research, 60% of employees have mental health issues, and there are 15.2 million sick days per year due to these issues. Unfortunately, mental health issues are becoming alarming due to COVID-19, and the implications of these issues might be worse than the pandemic. No amount of trainings or motivations offered an employee with mental health issues will lead to improved productivity in the workplace. Following current world best practices in organization settings, the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria is therefore changing the narratives in corporate training by introducing different programs to promote organizational well-being. We have trainings for top management and HR executives, equipping them with the basic counseling skills as well as MWEP, a retainers program that gives employees access to professional counselors and therapists. We also have CRESOP, which is CRESOP, counseling resolution skills for optimal organizational performance. Wise organizations who have keyed into our programs are seeing amazing results, a well-functioning and happier workforce with improved social relationship skills and increased productivity. We are the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria, exposing the ignorance around mental health and leading the crusade for mental wellness in Africa. There is no health without mental health. For more information, visit www.instituteofcounseling.org or you can call 0907 151 5089.
All right, your fixer is still here. Like I always say, you and I will get through all your sexual, relationship, marital, and mental health issues together. I'll be talking about possible reasons you could be in a sexless marriage, and my next point is not making the first move. I see this a lot of time. And the problem with this is, these things are so psychological. Because when the other party, especially when we know testosterone, the hormone that is responsible for sex drive, is about 25 to 40% higher in men than women. So it is just ideal in most cases that men are going to desire sex more than women. So because of testosterone is now the one coming to you. Can we have sex? Can we have sex? After some time, do you know what that does to a man's psyche? He starts feeling incapable. He starts feeling like there's something wrong with me. Why am I the one begging? After some time, he will stop begging. In fact, recently I'm seeing a lot of issues, and the table has turned against the men. On my radio show, men are always calling in, doctor, crying. Men calling, weeping. I'm always begging my wife. Some will cry before their wife will make love to them. I don't understand. I don't get it. So the man will stop. So in a lot of cases, you gradually slip into a sexless marriage because you would not make the first move. Some women will ask me, I don't know how to do it, Dr. Tolu. It makes me look like a prostitute. I don't understand. You should be able to be free now. Like I said, an average man wants a lady in the streets and a freak in the bedroom. Good girl does not work for a man's for the sexual part of a man's brain. Being a good girl doesn't work for them. You need to let down your guards. You need to be able to talk. Why can't you even say it verbally? Babe, can we make love? What's the big deal? Babe, can we have sex? I don't understand. So for a lot of couples, it's only one person that is always asking for sex. It's not fair. It makes the person look like a beggar. When your partner is the only one asking for sex in your marriage, after some time, it too is going to get frustrated, or she will get frustrated and stop asking for it. All right? So if you need help in learning, of course, like I said, I'm still going to be talking about how to come out of a sexless marriage. You still don't want to move a muscle.
Intimacy Clinic. Love lives here. right here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your name, please?
My name is Tessa.
Okay, Tessa. Why do some couples not have enough sex during marriage?
Okay, I think for first year of marriage, there's still that zeal, there's still that passion for sex. But then as time goes on, you become tired of your partner. Yeah. You are living with the person, you are seeing this person every day, you are waking up to this person every day, you are going to bed looking at this person every day. You are having sex almost every day. So it becomes tiring at some point. I think that's the reason why. Yeah.
So are you trying to say all couples go through all this?
No, not all couples.
Not
Yeah.
all couples.
Yeah. Some people still find a way to make their marriage interesting. If the passion is not there anymore, you look for something to bring it back. Yeah. Some people still do. Yeah. They do a lot of things to keep their marriage going and keep the sex life active.
Wow. Thank you very much, ma'am. What's your name, please?
My name is Godwin.
Okay, Godwin. Why do some couples not have enough sex after marriage?
The reason I can say is because of stress. It's a lot of stress. Some people are facing a lot of challenges. So after the days, if they come home, they won't be able to do anything. So that is what is the main reason why couple don't have enough sex after marriage.
Okay, so do you think there's anything we can do about that to enable anything these couples can do about it to enable sex?
Yes, they need to, you need orientations. You need orientations from some corporate organizations. They need to do some orientation. People will orientate them, tell them what to do.
Like counselors?
That's counselor, yes, that's what I'm saying.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria, the first counseling institute in Africa, leading the crusade of mental wellness to keep the society sane and productive. The institute uses a professional, non-discriminatory policy to educate all through her training and intervention programs. We train and certify clinical counselors and psychotherapists, companies and organizations for optimum performance, HR personnel with counseling skill for better human management, schools and church counselors to practice like professionals. Counseling is the new generational skill for helping people to be their best version and organizations for maximum performance. Institute of Counseling in Nigeria, changing lives, building dreams. Contact 10 Sumbo Jibowu Street, off Riabdu Road, off Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos, 0909 481 2983, or visit their website at www.instituteofcounselingng.org.
It's time to ask the fixer. Ask the fixer.
All right, welcome back to Intimacy Clinic with Dr. Tolu, and this is the Ask the Fixer session. Don't forget that you can always send your questions to me, and I could be answering them in my next episode. The question I have here is from Mary from Port Harcourt. Mary says, Dr. Tolu, please, is it okay for me to have anal sex with my husband in order to prevent my marriage from divorce? Oh, wahoo, wahoo. All right, so this is what I'm going to say. When it comes to sex, sex is deep. And if you are searching, you can search and say you won't get to the end of it. So today is anal sex. Tomorrow it could be rhyming or reaming. Next tomorrow it could be group sex. Like, it's deep. So whatever works for you. So it's actually not my job to tell you what to do or what to practice in your marriage when it comes to sex. But this is the way I will answer this question, Mary. Nobody should make you to do what you do not want to do. Nobody. So if you want to have anal sex, it's your choice. But of course, we all know, that anal sex comes with its consequences. But if it's something you want to do, you want to walk around it, it's okay. It's your choice. But please, and to everybody in this situation, it takes two to make love. Do not subject yourself to any kind of sexual practice that you do not want to, all in the name of love or keeping a marriage. Because it doesn't even speak well of you. It shows you don't even know whom you are. You don't have self-esteem. Yes, it takes two to make love. Vulnerability is very important, but at the same time, you have a life. You should be able to say, you know what, this is what I want. And if somebody loves you, they should be able to respect your boundary. All right. Thank you for being a part of Intimacy Clinic with Dr. Tolu tonight. Before I go, here is my food for thought.
Here is food for thought. Food for thought.
My food for thought for tonight. Sex, the thing that takes the least amount of time but causes the most amount of trouble. Thank you for being a part of my show tonight. The Fixer is going to see you next week. Stay happy.